Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaskar. Good to be with all of you here once again for another episode of New Earth TV Live, where we're going to be doing a guided meditation today. We're also going to be doing some distance healing and some Q&A as well. So before we get into it, we'll go ahead and start off with some announcements. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing to detoxify, rejuvenate, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
And of course, our promo code Xmas20 is still available up until December 5th. So that will give you 20% off all printed and digital products. So it's a single use per customer. And again, you can use that in the shopping cart page of healingcodecards.com. Make sure you're using all capital letters, Xmas20. And moving on. So distance healing by donation is now available. Like I said, I'm getting quite a lot of bookings for distance healing, which is wonderful. I really enjoy it. As well as private sessions and 3 questions by email. So with private sessions and 3 questions by email, for those of you who are tuning in, who used to have Adronis sessions with me, right? Well, the private sessions are still like that, but it's basically just with higher self-communication, right? So some people are asking me, Brad, are you ever going to bring Adronis back? And I said, well, guys, I've pretty much have finished with channeling, right? I finished that up in summer of 2021. So no, I'm pretty much done channeling, but what I do instead is it's higher self-communication. So it's kind of like if you're taking myself, if you're taking Adronis, if you're taking all the higher levels of me and just putting it all together, that's higher self-communication. And it's actually much more grand than when I was channeling Adronis altogether. But no, I'm doing tarot readings and doing higher self-communication, so the private sessions still reflect that as well too. So again, you can check that out, newearthteachings.com. And of course, I'll be doing the Infinite Intelligence Report this Sunday and the second Sunday as well. I'm also moving this week, so there will not be a New Earth TV Live for next Friday, because also I'm bringing on Janine, right? So Janine will be here next Friday for that instead. So Janine will be here, live tarot readings from her, and live Q&A from our Zoom attendees. So Friday, December 9th at 11 a.m. Pacific, so that'll be taking over New Earth TV Live for that week. I don't think I'll be doing New Earth Tarot next week either, because I am moving, but I'm saving some special time here for Janine as a special guest. So we will have one weekly broadcast next week, and then the week after I'll be coming back into the normal schedule. But I'm just starting to move from my old place now to my new place, so need a little bit of time to get a move started. So again, Friday, December 9th at 11. If you go to the video description below, you can find the link to Janine's Zoom attendee registration, and you can sign on there as well too. And also, if you just go to my YouTube channel, just take a look at upcoming events, you'll see my New Earth interviews with Janine there, and you can just click on that, and you can go on the Zoom registration and sign up. Because again, Janine will just be taking questions from live Zoom attendees, okay? And it will be broadcasted here on this channel. And finally, everything on this YouTube channel is backed up onto Odyssey, so you can check out the Odyssey link if you want to follow there as well. odyssey.com/@newearthteachings. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with today's broadcast. So hello to everybody. Thank you for being here. Always good to see different people from all over the world. People from the UK, from Sweden, from Russia, from Belgium, from Idaho. Awesome. That's great. So guys, after we do meditation, get your request ready. So if you have a distance healing request either for yourself or for somebody else, you can feel free to put that onto the chat. And then we'll be taking questions for Q&A. Just a reminder for Q&A, making sure that there's no personal questions, just making sure it's semi-personal or general in nature. If you do have personal questions for me, then that's what we use for a private session or a 3-question by email on newearthteachings.com. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, and we'll move into a Mass Earth meditation that we're going to do today. Okay, so seeing the graphic here on the screen, you can kind of just tune into that graphic as we are going to be working with the entirety of the Earth today. But first, before we do that, we're just going to do some heart rate variability breathing. Okay, and we're just going to do 10 rounds of those, just getting ourselves into a low idle, subtle state of being. And then we're going to be concentrating kind of in like our godlike omniscient form today, and working with performing some loving healing upon the earth, especially during some very intense times, which of course we are going through. So just get yourself nice and relaxed, making sure the spine is nice and straight. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose for 4 seconds and deep breath out the nose for 6 seconds. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last time, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. With your eyes closed, just seeing void all around you, I want you just to imagine that you're looking at the distance. From the distance, you see a little blue dot. And I want you just to feel yourself moving closer and closer to that little blue dot. As you move closer, you are seeing the full scope of the earth in view. Very similar to what you see upon the graphic on the screen. And as you are looking at the beautiful earth in full view, you are seeing your gigantic astral hands. For your astral hands are so large that you could hold the planet Earth in between your hands. And as you have this large astral state, I want you just to go inside your heart right now, and I want you to think of something very positive. I want you to think of something very loving, something that just makes you feel like your heart is melting, something that just brings a big smile onto your face, something you're very appreciative of, something you have great gratitude for, something in your life that you felt was the perfect moment. And I want you to fill your heart with that light. Just seeing the heart opening up, spiraling itself open like a blossoming flower. And you're seeing all of that pure, loving light coming out of the heart. And that light is just slowly starting to spread itself throughout the body. And it's now moving itself through the arms. And now just gathering itself at the palms of your hands. And just holding your hands in transmission posture. and just slowly radiating all of that pure love towards the earth. For your hands are as large as the earth herself, and you're just holding your hands close to her and just feeling these very soft waves of loving light coming across the entire planet, engulfing the entire world with this pure, loving intelligence that's flowing through your palms from your heart. I want you to zoom in more to the earth, and I want you to feel the effect of the wave of your love and how it's affecting the entire planet. For you can see these massive cities, and you can see these waves of love just saturating the buildings, saturating homes, saturating all of the man-made infrastructure. You can look deeper and you can see people, and they too are being saturated by these waves. Even if you see people arguing, you start to see that their arguing is starting to fade away because your love is making a difference. Your intention is just to give love to the entire earth and everyone and everything upon it. Giving your love to the entire earth and everyone and everything upon it. And there is no effort here that you are doing. You are just softly letting the love saturate itself upon the entire planet. And you're seeing any hostility and negatively oriented encounters starting to fade away. People are now starting to be at ease. The entire world now feels like it is blanketed by this pure love and this pure compassion that you are providing. You're seeing the animals of the planet coming together, laying down with one another, feeling so much love for all of nature. It's like you can feel the love emanating from the trees, emanating from all the vegetation, emanating from the hills and the mountains of the earth, emanating from the mighty oceans and lakes of the earth, emanating from every single molecule in the air, from the human kingdom to the animal kingdom, from the plant kingdom to the mineral kingdom, to the elemental kingdom, to the atomic kingdom. Everything is just gracefully receiving this pure, divine, loving energy that you are giving your Mother Earth. And I want you now just to take 2 minutes of silence where you are focusing and concentrating and just letting all of that love energy flow through the earth, letting the love energy do all the work, but just concentrating on letting that flow continue to happen as that love energy comes through your palms from your heart and blankets the entire earth with this pure, unconditional love that you are providing. And so we'll take 2 minutes of silence beginning now. And slowly taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And just feeling all of that flow of love that you are providing to the earth starting to dissipate slowly and slowly as you bring your hands back upon yourself and just witnessing the earth, just witnessing this beautiful afterglow of all the love and compassion that you have given your Divine Mother in this enlarged astral state of being. Knowing that all of the love that you provide your Divine Mother makes all the difference. That she receives this love, and that she will always bring forward that love to you threefold. I want you just to send a last blessing, a last prayer to the Mother Earth, just letting her know how much you absolutely love her and how appreciative you are of everything that she does for you and everything that she does for all life upon her sphere. With love and infinite blessings, Namaskar. Now we can feel ourselves coming back into the present moment, coming back into the physical body. Just taking a moment to gently move the body. May start to move the fingers. May start to rotate the wrists, curl the toes, rotate the ankles, rotate the shoulders, fluttering the eyes, maybe giving ourselves a nice stretch, and then returning back into ourselves. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes and come back. All right. Infinite love and blessings to you all. Thank you, everybody here. You guys being the brave ones, you guys being the loving ones that are here right now. Just sending your love. No matter the intensities that we go across here on the planet, there are those of you who show up, being here at this broadcast, and being able to send your love to the Mother Earth. And my friends, you are the deepest and most loving and compassionate of all. And I thank you for those of you who are attending here and doing this for your Divine Mother Earth. So thank you for that. And I know she will thank you as well too. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on and get into the distance healing now. So, again, if you guys do have distance healing requests, you can feel free to put that on the chat, either for yourself or for somebody else. I do have a donation here, which I'll get to here in just a moment. And like I said, I'm also doing distance healing by donation on newearthteachings.com. So if I don't get around to you today, then you can just go to newearthteachings.com and you can grab a distance healing session as well there too. It's all by donation, and it can be a donation of any amount. Okay, so let's go ahead and flow through the chat here. Hello, everybody. Okay, and Karina, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate that. All right, so the first request I have here for healing is from Linda C. Linda says, Brad, I would like healing for a headache and flu-like symptoms. Okay, no problem. So we will go ahead and do that now. So Linda, I'd just like you to join me here, and you can just place your hands in prayer posture. And we're going to take a couple of deep breaths in and out. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale, and exhale. And now just tuning into the heart, just like we did in the meditation, where you feel the heart opening up, feeling all that heart light coming out of the heart, putting all of that light in between your palms, extending the hands outwards. As you breathe in and breathe out, extending your hands as far and wide as they can go. Just feeling all that light permeating the vast cosmos. Slowly bringing your hands back. And just saying to yourself as you slowly bring the hands back, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, so this will be for your headache and flu-like symptoms. Thank you. We will go ahead now and begin. Okay, Linda, just bringing all of that light back into yourself, just extending your hands, bringing that light back in. As that's happening, just saying, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bring all of that light back into your heart. Feeling that light collect back into your heart. And feeling your heart just returning back to normal. Okay, just absorbing all of that love energy back into yourself. Okay. So Linda, thank you very much. Like I said, I think we just need to reduce a lot of stress. A lot of that feels very emotional, very tense, very common too. Okay, I work with a lot of people who have flu-like symptoms. I'm not talking about COVID. I do have a lot of people that have headaches or migraines. Okay, so it's very, very common. A lot of it is anxiety, tension, stress. Okay, just too much overworking, right? We're too much into the red. So we just have to remember that. Work with release ball method. Okay, on my YouTube channel, or prana transmission technique, BCR technique. These two will help you in just bringing everything back into the green. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're just getting out of the red. We're coming back into the green. All right. Infinite love and blessings to you. Thank you very much. Okay, have a donation here from Martine. Martine, hello. Martine says, I request healing for the surgery I will get on Monday, December 5th. That all goes well and speedy recovery. Okay, so I think we'll just put some extra vitality in your field and just clearing away any excess debris that is contained in your body and in your aura as well too. All right. So thank you, Martine. So Martine, just putting your hands in prayer posture. Let's take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And now just taking the heart space, taking a hold of our love energy, letting the heart open up, spiraling open, letting all of that love energy, that light, permeate through the heart. Let it move directly in between your palms. And just slowly expanding your hands, extending them, letting the light permeate the entire vast cosmos. Bringing that back, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay? So Martine, we'll go ahead now and begin. Okay, Martine, just grabbing a hold of all that light, bringing that back into yourself. As you're bringing it back into yourself, saying out loud or in your mind, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing all of that light back into the heart, letting the heart now close back up, returning back to normal. And love and blessings to you, Martine. Just cleared away a lot of excess there with your aura and just in the vitality field and bringing a lot more vitality into you. So you will be completely in harmony. You'll be ready and good to go for the surgery. Like I said, you are well under spirit support, so everything will be well. All right. Blessings to you. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to Annalise. Annalise is next here. Annalise says, "Hi Brad, please send healing to my husband Peter for his bladder." Okay, I think we'll also work on his kidneys as well too. Kidneys and bladder is kind of like a paired combo, so it's good to work together with the kidneys as well. So yes, we'll work together with Peter and Annalise. If you want to send love to him in the background, you're more than welcome to as well. So with Peter, I'll just be calling in his higher self. Okay, Peter's higher self is now with me. So we will begin the process. Okay. So just bring all that light back into Peter now. God is making him better. God is making him better. God is making him better. Returning all of that light back into his heart. Feeling all that love returning back into his body, his heart closing, returning back to normal. And love and appreciation to Peter's higher self and to you as well, Annalise. Thank you very much for that. Okay. So it's good for him to do some, I think there may be a good idea for him to do some liquid diet for maybe about a day or so. Just maybe doing like a kind of liquid fast for him, just so his body can process just quite a bit of the gunk that is inside the body, right? Just kind of giving the body a day to replenish. So if he can do that, if he can basically just go one day without solid food, just have some liquids like a broth or anything of that nature, right? That'll really help to sustain him, giving his body more strength, helping to process the healing a little bit better as well too, and clear away any problems with the bladder in the kidneys as well. Okay, thank you very much, Annalise. Okay, so we're going to take 2 more personal requests, then we're going to do a group healing, then we'll get into Q&A. All right, so let me just go ahead and switch to live chat. There we go. Okay. All right, 1 second, guys. It's funny, I have the heat on, but there's like so much cold air coming in here. Oh, it's freezing today. So I think I might have to start doing Tumo meditation. Get the warmth flowing here. Okay, so this one here is from Annalie. Annalie says, oh, let me get my glasses on again. I'm starting to move my head a little bit too close to the screen. Okay, that's better. Annalise says, hello from Sweden. Healing for me. Still got ACE and left hand tunnel syndrome. ACE tunnel. Okay, so carpal tunnel syndrome, I guess. Would be happy for a new healing. All right. So Annalise, yes, we can work with that. Sounds like you have left hand carpal tunnel syndrome. All right, so we'll work with that. So Annalise, just join me here now. Just go ahead and place your hands together. Taking a deep breath in and out. Okay. And now we're just going to open up the heart. Let all of that heart light flow in between the palms. Expanding the hands. Letting all that light permeate the vast cosmos. Slowly bringing the hands back. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay? And we'll work with your left hand carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, so let's go. We'll begin. Release. Okay, Annalie, just bringing all of your light back into yourself. As you do, just saying, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing all of that heart light back into yourself, closing up the heart, bringing the heart back to normal. Okay, and so Spirit A is working on that carpal tunnel syndrome for the left arm. Okay, so just be aware of your hand, be aware of how your arm feels over the next few days. Another thing that you can do as well, Annalie, is just do what I call the white energy ball exercise. Okay, so you're just holding a white energy ball. And what I suggest, and everybody else can do this as well too, is just as you wake up in the morning, hold a white energy ball in between your palms here. And I want you to think of everything that represents goodness, everything that represents love, everything that represents healing, everything that represents purity and perfection. Just taking all of the goodness from yourself and just like a stream of light, just adding that to the ball. So once we add all of that to the ball, Annalie, all you're doing is you're just taking that energy ball in one hand and just putting it into the left hand. As you're putting it into the left hand, you're just Om chanting. Okay, so as you feel that energy ball absorbing into the left hand, the left wrist, the left forearm, you're just chanting Om. 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 Okay, just continuing to chant Om until you feel that energy ball completely flowing through your left hand and absorbed 100%. Okay, so everybody else can do that for any other injury or problem that you have physically, emotionally, mentally. Do that white energy ball once in the morning and just before you go to bed as well too. Do it again a second time and then enjoy a really good night restful sleep with that white energy ball going inside you, working away at that problem, physical, emotional, or mental. All right? So thank you, Annalie. I'm just going to take a minute here, guys. I got to crank my heat up because it's freezing cold in here. 1 second. Okay. I think it's like -3 degrees Celsius outside, so it's a little nippy today. We usually don't get snow this early as well, too. I'm in Surrey, BC, Canada. Usually our snow comes around January, quite commonly. Snow has come early, so winter has come early. It sucks. I'm a summer guy. I like spring, I like summer. Not a winter guy. Not really. Okay. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on. So Annalie, thank you very much. We're going to take one more personal healing, then we're going to do a group healing. Okay, I think we'll end here with Jennifer. Jennifer says, "Hi Brad, healing for me please. I'm having trouble with very high blood pressure and very fast heart rate. It's very worrying and can't get it under control." Okay, so Jennifer, what I want to do first and foremost is I want to give you a special breathing technique. Now, guys, this is just for Jennifer, this is not for you, okay? Now, if you've already checked your blood pressure and if it is pretty high, there's a simple technique that you can do, but I only want you to do a couple of these per day, okay? I had to learn the lesson the hard way when I was doing this too much, okay? So this is referred to as Chandra Badan Pranayam, okay? All I want you to do is I want you to just do 3 of these, okay? And after that, I'm going to teach you a second technique. So Jennifer, what you're doing is you're just taking your right hand and plugging your right nostril, okay? And then taking a deep breath in through the left nostril. Holding it for 2 seconds. 1, 2, and then switch. And then breathe out through the right nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they're just 4-second breaths. So you're breathing in through the left nostril, holding it for 2 seconds. 1, 2, and then out through the right nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then just doing that a third time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, let me switch. Let me switch again. We're going to breathe through the left nostril in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 2 seconds. And then out through the right nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That is Chandra Badan Pranayam. Now, if we do it too much, your body gets too much cold prana. Okay? I had to learn that hard way because I was doing it a whole day. I was doing it when I was doing a seminar, and I was constantly doing it, and my body got too cold, and I basically ended up with a cold for about 3 weeks. Okay, it's not a viral cold, it's a pranic cold. There's a difference between a viral cold and a pranic cold. And basically, I got a pranic cold, and that's basically just the body trying to readjust itself because it has too much cold prana in the body. So this is why I only want you to do it 3 times. Okay, so I could basically say what we could do is in the morning, do it 3 times, and then wait to the evening. So let's say, for example, after you wake up and just before going to bed, maybe like an hour, I'd say, an hour before going to bed, do it another 3 times. Okay, so that is Chandra Badan Pranayam. Now here is another technique I can teach you that you can actually do a little bit more frequently. It's actually not as intense as Chandra Badan Pranayam. And this is what's referred to as the Shi3 breath. Okay, so this is where you're taking your tongue and you're breathing in cold air, and then you breathe out through your nose. Okay, so you're sticking out your tongue so it's like a tube. And then breathe out through the nose. Okay, you can do this maybe about 10 or 15 times. So working with Chandra Badan Pranayam, a total of 6 times per day. Okay, and then using the Shi3 breath. And you can do that quite a few times. I would say maybe 10 or 15 times. Maybe do 3 sets. So maybe let's say 3 sets of 10, I think would be good, right? So do 3 sets, pause for a minute, just breathe normally. Then do a second set, pause, breathe normally. Then do a third set, okay? So just 1 minute interval in between. And I think that will help you out a great deal, okay? So now we'll work on your blood pressure through the distance healing here. But that's something that's very, very helpful that I think will help you a lot, okay? All right, so Jennifer, placing your hands in prayer posture. Let's take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, just letting yourself relax. Opening up the heart light, opening up the heart space, feeling the heart light coming in between your palms, expanding the palms out, feeling that light permeating the entire cosmos, bringing the hands slowly back, saying in your mind or out loud, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay? So Jennifer, we'll go ahead and work with that high blood pressure and high heart rate. Here we go. Okay, Jennifer, just bringing all your hands back in. Okay, bringing that light back into yourself. God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bring all of that light back into your heart. Okay, feeling the heart closing up. Feeling all that light coming back into yourself. Knowing that everything that has been done today will benefit you, will bring you back into full recovery. Blood pressure back into normal levels. Heart rate back into normal levels as well. And feel free to work with those 2 exercises as well too. Okay? Thank you very much. All right, guys, we're now going to go ahead and move on into group healing. So what I'd like all of you who would like to participate to do now is you're just going to do a body scan on yourself. Okay? So get yourself comfortable, making sure the spine is nice and straight. And we're just imagining like we're seeing a green light just coming down. And we're just doing a very slow body scan from the top of our head, slowly going all the way down to the bottom of the feet. I want you to be aware of any feeling of emotional problem, physical problem, mental problem, anything that you're now ready to let go of. Okay, so just finishing up that body scan. I want you just to find that one prominent thing, something that you feel is very, very intense, that you're willing to let go of, that you're willing to surrender to and release. Okay, I want you just to imagine like you're just pulling it out of your chest, and it's in this soap bubble. Okay, and you're seeing kind of like this black goo, black tar, that's contained in, that's nested inside that soap bubble, and it's just floating directly in front of you. Okay, that represents your problem, that represents your condition. Okay, now throughout this healing, you may notice that there may be other forms of black goo or black tar that may excrete from your body and just kind of hanging around your field. Don't be alarmed with that. That's just all part of the distance healing we're going to do to help clear a lot of that debris that may be hanging around you on the surface. Okay. So all I want you to do is I want you just to be aware of that ball directly in front of you and just be aware of your field of energy. All right? So I'm going to put everybody into a spirit ball. But first, before we do that, let's put our hands into prayer posture. Let's open up our heart Let's feel that heart light coming in between our palms. Let's expand that light now. Okay. Letting that light permeate the entire cosmos. Bringing our hands back. As we bring our hands back, we're saying, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. This is for another person. You're saying, I completely believe that the healing that they shall receive will heal them. Okay? All right, so we will go ahead now and begin. I'm going to encase everybody that is watching right now who is doing this exercise with me in a spirit ball. Okay, so you are now all encased in a spirit ball. And I want you again just to be aware of that sphere that contains the filth inside of it, and just be aware of any filth that may be around you as we begin the healing now. And what we're going to do right now is we're just going to do a countdown from 10 to 1. When I reach the number 1, all of you will just say the word surrender together and snap your fingers. When you snap your fingers, you will see all of that tar, gooey blackness in that ball fade away. And if there's any excretions around your field, you will see that fade away as well too. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, surrender. Very good. Let's bring our hands back into prayer posture. Okay. Just take a moment, just give love and blessings to your heart. Give love and blessings to all the love that is surrounding you right now. And we're going to extend our hands up. We're going to bring all of that light back into ourselves. Just saying to ourselves, either in our mind or out loud, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing all of that love energy back into the heart. Seeing the heart absorbing that love energy. Seeing the heart returning back into normal. And infinite love and blessings to all of you for doing this with me. Namaskar. Okay. Very good. Thank you, everybody. I think I had a donation here for 1111. See if I can find it. Oh, yeah, from Sailesh. Sailesh, thank you very much. He just says, I love the new look. I have a new look? Oh, okay. I think I've been sporting this look for a while, but nonetheless, thank you. All right. So, guys, we're now going to go ahead and move on to Q&A. So if you guys have any questions for me, you can feel free to put that into the chat. We will look into the tarot and do spirit communication as well, too, if need be. So let me just get the tarot out, and we'll get ready to shuffle. And we'll begin with Q&A. All right, let's switch over to live chat. There we go. So hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Can't believe it. I'm still like cranking the heat on full blast. I'm still cold. Jeez. There's like this window right in front of me, but I can feel like the cold air just leaking right through. It's like a small, subtle blast of cold snow air just moving right into me. Oh my God. I'm digressing too much today, I know, but still. I'm glad I'm kind of moving into my new place. My new place has much better heat, much better decor, much better good quality windows. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chat, see who's here. Hello, everybody. Okay. So here's a question here from Karina. Karina asked the question, can you get purging symptoms from organ healing code cards? Example, liver cards. Yes, of course. I mean, that debris has to come off you, right? So you have to understand what's happening is your prana is being reprogrammed, right? So if I have a healing code card here, I'm just going to pull out a random one, right? If I have a healing code card here, and let's just say, for example, that this is for the liver, right? And I'm putting it on me, and maybe I'm taking a bit of a nap, and I have the card on me, and it's doing some work on the liver. All of a sudden, I may feel like maybe I get a bit of a nauseous feeling. I may feel like I have to go to the bathroom. I may feel maybe a bit of a headache. One of the best things I can suggest to you guys when you're doing the healing code cards, when you're working with them, drink plenty of water. Okay, drink lots and lots of water. It's very, very important. That's going to help to flush your system. Water works with prana. Okay, so your prana, again, it's kind of like a donut, right? It's kind of just like it's constantly shifting. It's kind of like this little graphic in the background here. All of that prana is cycling and shifting through you because you have a natural torus field. Okay. That torus field represents your own auric geometry, your electromagnetic frequency, your electromagnetheric energy. Okay, and all of that is cycling back into itself. So as soon as you hold a card up, your energy reads it instantly. Okay, and this is why we do it for a minute at least. We can do it longer. But again, all of that is cycling into yourself. And as that prana is flowing through your body, it's giving instructions to the body. So it's giving instruction to the cells, it's giving instructions to the organs, it's giving instructions to all of the infrastructure within your body. So everything within the body works together as one, right? It's not just about compartments. Oh, if I have a problem with my heart here, well then everything should just focus right here. No, everything moves around, okay? So there's diversions. So we get divergent flow coming in from all facets of the body that's coming in and basically helping to make that area better because that's what the prana is commanding, okay? So when you're working with the healing code cards, it's like these commands of thoughts, okay? So with the programs that are contained inside those cards, basically you can say that they're thought forms. They're thought forms on a very high level. But again, these thoughts are coming in and saying, okay, let's replenish the liver. Let's get out all of the radiation. Let's get out all of the toxic metals. Let's get out all of that stuff. So there's sophisticated thought form programs that are contained inside the healing code cards, which I refer to as spirit commands, because they're of a much more higher order. And they are telling your prana what to do. Your prana goes into the body. The prana now tells exactly everything within the body what it needs to do, and it does it. That's how intelligent our body is. So when you have that happen, yes, symptoms can happen. Okay, so we can get a little bit of a headache. We may get a bit of a dry mouth. We may get a dry throat. Okay, we may get a feeling of a nausea. Okay, we may get a little bit of an upset stomach. But once we purge all that stuff, after probably about a few hours to about 1 day, you're feeling amazing. Your liver feels better, right? You can just feel like there's vitality coming through you right now. Obviously, we don't have a microscope to go in and start looking to see how your liver is doing, but you can feel it when you start tuning in, right? You start tuning into your body, and you can even work with divination, okay? Work with tarot cards, work with oracle cards, work with a pendulum, okay? And get an idea about how your body is feeling, because you're noticing your body is improving majorly. But basically what happens, unfortunately, is that many of us are very toxic when we start working with the healing code cards. We're very toxic. We eat a bunch of unhealthy food. We're not taking care of ourselves. We're an emotional and mental wreck. And when you start bringing the healing code cards in, for maybe about a day or two, you may start to feel effects, okay? So yes, a good way to put it is very much like what Karina said, is that purging symptoms. Purging symptoms is a great way to put it. So that's a very great label, Karina. Thank you for that. But that's exactly what's happening. We're getting side effects. We're getting purging symptoms because your body has had so much toxicity and it has to get it out. And like I said, your entire body is working with it. The prana is kind of like the general. The general is going in and it's commanding its troops, hey, let's take care of the liver right now. Let's take care of it. Make sure we get all those toxins, all that garbage, all those metals out of the liver. Let's flush it out of the body. And the body knows exactly what to do. It's so intelligent. So all the healing code cards are being here, they're just being instructions. Okay, this is an instruction manual. This is an instruction manual for your prana, going in, cleaning everything out, and you're going to get purging symptoms. Okay, quite commonly when I was first working with the healing code cards, I got some purging symptoms because I thought I was pretty clean. And I was going in, I was getting some rumbling stomach, I was getting a little bit of a sore throat. Sometimes I would get sweats as well too. But they passed very, very quickly, right? Because we're going in and we're just clearing out a lot of the filth in the body, especially when we start working with amplifiers, okay? Amplifiers is basically expanding the field of prana, right? So that's going in, and we're doing a much more deeper cleanse when we start using amplifiers as well too. So Karina, it's very common, it's very normal, especially when you guys start ordering the ether bed, okay? So when I start debuting etherics here in the new year, because that is going to be happening in January, okay? When I debut the new company, one of our top products is going to be the ether bed, okay? Now, myself and my girlfriend are actually both experimenting with the ether bed right now. Oh my God, it is so good. Okay, I've made 2 prototypes. I've made one for myself, I've made one for my girlfriend. So her and I are both trying it, and I sleep every single night on the ether bed. It is the most powerful, it is the most incredible, it is the most wonderful healing code technology I've ever created. It's even greater than the healing code cards, okay? And that's not putting it lightly, because the healing code cards are really powerful too. The ether bed, oh my God. It really is incredible. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to leave the bed. I'm like, I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up. I am so comfortable in this bed. I feel so relaxed. It's almost like you're having an out-of-body experience when you're going into the ether bed, okay? I'm not trying to overhype it with you guys. I'm just letting you know how it feels with me, with the prototypes, okay? So come January, the good news here, early January, I'm going to be doing an early bird launch of the Etherics ether bed. So Etherics, if you guys don't know, Etherics is the brand new name of the healing code cards, okay? The new name of the healing code shop. So I'm taking out healing code cards, I'm taking out healing code shop, and everything is just called Etherics, okay? So that's the brand name. Why did I want to call it that? Because it gives a much more greater depth to what I'm creating here, right? EtherX, one of our slogans is as above, so below, right? So, and I really want to take the world by storm with Etherics, okay? So being able to launch this with a brand name, because I have this copyrighted, I have this trademark now, it is going to be a full-blown company. And I'm looking to get global outreach with this. I'm going to look to get vendors, right, for the I should say the Etherics cards, no longer the healing code cards. But again, working with the ether bed, oh my God, it's incredible. Just blows me. Like, I'm super looking forward to go to sleep each and every single, like, okay, I'm going to go to the ether bed. Okay, let's go to sleep. It's going to be great. So when you guys launch that, there will be an early bird special for you guys. There will be a discount price on getting the ether bed, and all it is a bed kit, right? So you get 2 pillowcases, you get a bed sheet. It's not the wraparound kind of bed sheet. It's just kind of like the limp kind of bed sheet, and you get a duvet cover as well too. Okay, and then you'll get instructions you can download from the website, which is coming in January, and then it gives you full instructions about what to do with the ether bed. It's very easy to activate, but you're basically activating all 4 of those components. So there's 4 components with the ether bed. You're activating every single one. You will not want to get out of bed. It's so comfortable. It feels so good. And it's actually based on the 2 cards in the energy deck. Okay, so if you guys remember that I've talked about the positive polarity collector and the negative polarity receiver, right? Where you basically take the positive card, you put it right here on your solar plexus, and then you can take the negative card and you can put it up here. And that is, like I said, all you really need with the energy deck. Like I said, the other cards are phenomenal as well too, but those 2 are really powerful. Well, the ether bed blows that out of the water, because your entire body is encapsulated with that living prana flowing through your solar plexus from head to toe, and you feel incredible. You feel amazing. You don't want to get out of bed. I have to try and peel myself out of bed, like, oh my God, I'm so comfortable, I don't want to get out of this bed. You're going to have that feeling as well too. So I'm really looking forward to sharing the ether bed with you guys, to letting you know when it's ready. I am going to be doing some giveaways as well too. I'm going to give away a couple of ether beds as well too come January. So some of you guys will basically, you can enter in contests, and I'll be giving away ether beds at the same time, okay? So of course we have different sizes. We have twin, we have double, we have full, we have queen, we have king. Okay, I don't think there's any single sizes for single beds, but just get a double, or I'd say maybe like a twin, and just wrap it around, and you'll be fine. Okay, anyways, let's get back to things right now. I was kind of carrying that off a little bit, but it's a big announcement. It's actually something I forgot to mention in the announcements today, is that Etherics is going to be launching in early January along with the ether beds. And we're going to do some ether bed giveaways, and we're going to have some ether bed early bird launches as well too. And by far, I can feel that the ether bed will probably be the most popular product of it. It's so freaking incredible, guys. Oh my God, I cannot emphasize. You could talk to my girlfriend, she'd say the exact same thing. She doesn't want to get out of bed either. It's like, I'm not getting out of bed, forget it. I don't want to work today. Screw that. I want to stay in this bed and heal, right? I think it might be one of the closest things to an actual med bed that we may have, but on a spirit level. Okay, so I'm not trying to overhype it. You guys will feel it for yourself. Now here's the good news as well too. When I launch the brand new Etherics website, you guys will have a free sample card that you can download. Okay, you can either make it 8.5 by 11, so you can make it like a full photo paper picture, or you can even just run it through ordinary paper. Okay, I'm creating the brand new sample card for it, so it can actually work with any kind of paper. Okay, so photo paper, card paper, ordinary printer paper, and all you're doing is just putting that on your chest as you go to sleep, and you guys are going to get a free sample of what the ether bed feels like, and you'll be able to do that in the meantime. Okay, and that'll be free for you. So that'll be up on the new Etherics website here come January. So I'm spoiling you guys. So you guys can really feel it for yourself. Just printing out that image, just putting it on your chest. You can even put it underneath your pillow as well too, and just feel that charge, because what you're going to feel is exactly what the ether bed is going to do for you. Okay, it's going to be super awesome. I'm excited. I can't wait to show this to you guys. It's so cool. All right. So let's move on here. Like I said, it was going off a little bit of a tangent here. Happy tangent. And then coming back here now. Okay. Let me see if I can find my old spot here. Where did I leave off? Okay, here's a question here from Silvio. Silvio asks, please, Brad, tell us about how things will unfold in Brazil in the following weeks and months. Okay, well, we can basically look up to about a 3 to 6 month span and see how Brazil will be doing. So let's see how things are going in Brazil. Yeah, that's the cool thing about Etherics, guys. I'm going to be spoiling you guys quite a bit, because we're going to have a lot more sample cards. We're going to have a lot more sample products for you guys to use just for free, right? And then if you really like all those free products, like I said, you just print them out and you start using them. You really like those, then you can grab the big stuff, right? Like the Etherics ether beds, the yoga mat that's coming, the regenerator mat that's coming, new apparel that's coming as well too. And probably about a year's time, we'll have the Akashic deck coming out. That'll be the 77 card, kind of a mixture between the tarot, the oracle, and the healing deck as well too. So that'll be coming. And my partners help me out with that too, so that'll be fun. Okay, so let's take a look at Brazil, see how Brazil is going, how they're doing, and what is ahead for them in the next couple of months here. Okay, well, it's kind of a mixture of different things here, I think, with Brazil. Okay, so this is the past, right? So there's definitely been some fighting. There's been some onslaughts. There's been some scuffles happening in the past pertaining to internal government leadership. Okay, I think there's been some tossing out of some of the old regime. Okay, so is it going to be getting better? It looks like it. Okay, we got the Ace of Wands here in the present moment, so things are going to be getting better for Brazil. It certainly feels like it's moving that way, but there's some action. This is also an action card, right? We have the wands. We're talking about fire. We're talking about action. We're talking about movement, right? So there's a lot of action taking place behind the scenes. I think there's some assassinations going on. I think there's some people that are basically being processed here and being taken out of the fold. I don't know if there's doppelgangers. I'm not really seeing a doppelganger card here, but it looks like there's been some arrests been happening. It looks like there's been some fighting happening behind the scenes pertaining to Brazil and its politicians and the transitional government that's looking to take place. But it looks like this is starting to move itself into a higher order. It looks like something's coming together. Looks like they may be rolling out transitional leadership here. Looks like the government is going to be going through transitional change. But there's still a little bit of confusion here. Like I said, I think they're still playing with the narrative. Okay, the narrative, of course, is going to confuse the heck out of people. But the good news is I think there's going to be some more stability after we play out the narrative. So it's kind of like there's some gunk, there's some debris that needs to be kind of spewed out behind the scenes. It may represent scandals. It may represent more stuff about COVID agenda or something like that. But I feel like it's going to be contested. They're still trying to get the people to stand up a lot more. Like I said, I've talked about how South America has brilliant people, right? They're very, very strong. They've been through these things for a very, very long time, and they know how to handle themselves, but they still need to have a little bit more of an awakening still for some of the particular sleepers in the background. So it's still going to play itself out here over the next couple of months, but it looks like transitional leadership is already starting to take place in Brazil, but there's still some scandals, there's still some secrets, there's still some shenanigans that need to be brought out behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. And some people are not going to like that, right? It's going to cause some confusion. It's going to cause a little bit of chaos. So it's basically they're trying to bring order to chaos right now. And that's going to continue to happen between now and I'd say as we get into the rest of the winter, right? And maybe as we start moving into early spring, we'll have a little bit more clarity and a little bit more transitional government leadership taking place for Brazil. Okay? So thank you very much for your question. Silvio, thank you for that. All right. Okay, this one here is from Mihail. Mihail says, UK energy system is nearly wiped out. Can there be a way to deploy the free energy instead? Okay. I don't think we need the cards for this one. So basically, let me kind of tune in and let's take a look in this situation regarding the energy system for the UK. Okay. If we are looking into energy supply relating to the United Kingdom, everything in regards to the detriment that has represented great expenses and corruption surrounding energy systems needs to be exposed. Therefore, there are a lot of walls closing in on those who have been perpetrating these particular forms of endeavors relating to higher expenses pertaining to United Kingdom energy systems. And many of them have all done this in the means of a state of desperation to fuel another level of bailout for those that are the culprits and perpetrators for these energy systems. These energy systems and their companies appropriately are being held accountable, and accountability will still continue to shine. And these particular energy systems and companies will still be around, but there will be new innovations pertaining to technologies, not free in nature, but alternatives that will open up for the people that are again going through these struggles upon these lands, so that new opportunities for greater growth of new energy systems will come together. This will actually start to move much more into alternative energy systems that could represent to the idea of solar or wind or tidal or any other forms. It will be what is referred to as the conventional alternatives. There are plans to work together with a much more deeper alternative representing that of Tesla technology, but that will take more time to get off the ground. In the meantime, they are looking towards solar farms. They may be looking towards tidal energy or wind energy, the conventional alternatives that will work together as a fail-safe to assist in the expansion of greater energy systems to come. That is currently the plan that is taking place through the new regime. Okay? So that's basically what's happening. So the energy systems, there's been a lot of sabotage. There's been a lot of, again, greed and trying to grab money, right? And trying to bail people out and trying to maintain a bloated empire that's falling apart. And that's exactly why these things escalate. It's why all these fossil fuel systems, energy systems are on the rise, right? Everything is basically just, like I said, it's not a single stone is being left unturned. So there is going to be not free energy, but just conventional alternative energy that's going to be a backup for quite commonly Europe, maybe in Europe and Asia as well too. They're going to start investing in conventional alternative energy in that way. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. It's like, oh, what about Tesla technology and all that stuff? Well, that's coming. That certainly is coming. But this is kind of their plan right now, is to move much more into the conventional alternatives. And they may start to have companies that are going to renew themselves into that new umbrella for the UK. It's going to take a little bit of time, though. But I think that's really where they're going right now, from what I can feel. Okay? Thank you, Mihail. Sunflower says, "Good day, Brad, and thanks for your donation. Looks like a new pandemic for Aussie is coming into play. Can you please ask the cards of the silent superbug pandemic? or break ground here in Australia. Well, it's kind of like what I was talking about yesterday, right? That they are still planning to do things like that. But if we look into the idea of a lot of the variants pertaining to COVID, we're looking at monkeypox and all that stuff. None of them have been able to stick. They've gotten some form of publicity, but they kind of trail away after that. Okay, so yeah, they're still going to try and think of all these different viruses. It's like what I was saying yesterday. They're going to try and do these things, but it's not going to end up like how COVID was. Right? But let's take a look and see what the cards say about this silent superbug scamdemic. World of break ground here in Australia. Okay, let's take a look. Like I said, guys, this is all just about awareness. This is all just about waking ourselves up. This is all about people coming together and saying, no, 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 no. We're not falling for that again. Right? So like I said, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. But let's take a look and see what the cards say. Yep, it just sounds like a ploy. Okay, it sounds like a last-ditch effort for the corrupt that still remain in Australia, right? Because there still is some partial control in Australia pertaining to the dark cabal. There's not a lot, but there still is some. Okay, so yeah, they're basically losing control. That's the whole idea. Dark cabal is losing control. Their agendas are falling apart. They're not able to balance things. Everything's becoming a lot more wishy-washy with them. Okay. But here's the counter forces coming in. So my feeling is that this may also be a ploy or a counter ploy that's being enacted between the dark forces and the counter forces, right? So maybe they're kind of egging them on. So go ahead, you go ahead and try and create this fake pandemic, and we'll watch it as we expose everything about you if you try. So they're kind of egging them on. So okay, go ahead, come on, bring it. You go ahead and bring on this fake pandemic, and watch how quickly it falls, right? So they're not denying them. It looks like they're saying, okay, here's the open stage. The floor is yours. If you want to go ahead and do this, you go for it, right? And so they may try. They may try to go for this scamdemic. Okay, they may try and move it out. Think it's all so horrible. It's all so horrible. But again, so many people, especially in Australia, are awake, right? And they're not going to fall for it. And this is basically why I feel the counterforce would like say, okay, come on stage. You go ahead and you try and do this, because it's going to be fought, right? It's going to be taken down. It's going to be taken down very, very quickly, just as the variances were, just as monkeypox were. Okay, so this may be something that may ensue over the next couple of months, right? It's kind of seeds are planting right now, so it's all part of a greater awakening, guys. And I know people don't want to hear that. Say, oh my God, are we still going to play this stupid game in that sense? Yeah, unfortunately, we have to keep playing the stupid game until people realize that this is all nonsense and stupidness, right? And like I said, we can do a lot together. But again, they play these things out because this is all part of the desperation that this dark cabal has. Like I said, the dark cabal is still present. It's not a lot of them, but there still is, especially in Australia. Australia is one of those concentrated domains where they still exist. So they're still going to try and roll this out. It's not going to go anywhere, right? But again, they're rolling it out as a means to clear up karma, guys. This is all collective karma that needs to come out. Right, we're going to see more and more of these corrupt organizations doing absolutely everything that they can to try and maintain their power, and nothing is off limits for them. The good news is that they do not have the power that they once did. So a lot of these things will be like bursts. It'll be like little bursts of light, and then it'll fizzle out. Burst of light, and it'll fizzle out. Okay, so they're going to try and do that, specifically around 2023. But I looked at this yesterday and saying, is there going to be some other big worldwide global pandemic like COVID that's taking place near the end of the year? And the feeling I got was no. Okay, but they're going to try and create bursts. It's like little firecrackers, poof, and then it starts to fizzle out. And that's as far as they're going to be able to get. Okay, they will not be able to shut the world down like they were able to with COVID. And I feel like that's everything that happened with that is not going to be able to repeat itself again. That's just where I'm standing. That's where I'm feeling with that. I think that that's something I'll talk to Janine about next week as well too. See what she gets also at the same time. All right. Thank you very much, Sunflower, for your question. Okay. Okay, I had a, was it Badass Black Sheep? Oops, let me see if I can go back to that question. Yeah, Badass Black Sheep asked question, how do you create a vortex? All right. Well, I guess it's okay. I'm not teaching you guys to create portals. So, well, creating a vortex all comes through the idea of intention, right? Now, there's many different ways of creating a vortex. Now, you want to discover what that vortex is about, right? Are you looking to create a healing vortex? Okay. So basically, that involves the 4 directions. So what you want to do is that when you're starting to create a vortex, you want to bring the ether upon the physical plane. Okay. So what you can commonly do is you're just walking around in a clockwise circle, and you may be stating incantations. You may again be working with spirit and just helping to create this vortex. You may start walking in circles, and then sitting directly in the center of that circle, and just intending for the ether, the light, to come and ground itself into the area that you want to. Now, it's good to have physical anchors in the space as well too. Now, basically in my front room here, I have 4 anchor points because I have a vortex inside my front room. And all I used was 4 stickers that have geometry on it. So I basically have north, east, south, west. What I would do is I would use the spirit codes. And I would invoke the geometry of the spirit codes for the north, east, south, and west direction. And they'd be healing vortexes. Basically, I would bring in golden light, silver light, white light, and diamond light, and just combine them together and moving them in a vorticular pattern, right? So it's kind of like a swirling vortex that moves throughout the north, the east, the south, and the west. So my incantations is basically the spirit code commands that I put into each appropriate geometry for the 4 directions. And then I would just sit in the center, and then I would activate the vortex here. And as soon as I did that, I could feel the vortex just moving right in, okay? So you want to do it with incantations. You want to do it with very sincere intentions. You want to have some, like I said, some anchors pertaining to the vortex, and being able to sit in the center and just invoke that energy vortex to come in, right? So a healing vortex is quite common. It's hard for me to describe, guys. It's more better if I show you how to do this. But that's kind of giving you the overview about how that works all together. All right? So thank you for your question. Okay. Jennifer gave me feedback from her healing. Wow, Brad, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Tingles and goosebumps. Great. Glad you're feeling great, Jennifer. Thank you for that. Okay. And Carol Ann Smith says, thank you so much for the healing you did on my bladder. I'm practicing all the exercises you gave me. I'm feeling wonderful. Great. So Carol Ann did a distance healing with me, and it's going really well. Distance healing by donation. So I'm glad you're doing well too. Thank you, Carol Ann. Okay. Okay, Maria asked, Brad, if I do a personal healing for my husband and myself, do you require an individual picture for each one of us? Or can you work with a picture of the 2 of us together? 2 of you together is fine. Yeah, that's not a problem. Okay. Nagoyan says, you're wearing a t-shirt, Brad. You should get a sweater. Yeah, I can get a sweater, but it's okay. Sweater's upstairs. I have to run upstairs and get it, but I'm okay. I'll manage. Okay. Okay, Sean asked the question, Brad, could you tell us the most efficient way to get in touch with spirit guides and higher self? Well, spirit guides operate on a very different level in comparison to the higher self. You are the higher self, and you are your spirit guides as well, too. But like I said, it's very much like going into the low idle state. Okay, so if you guys are doing heart rate variability breathing, and also like I demonstrated yesterday, referred to Hakalau, right? Where you're using the peripheral pillars, okay? And you're looking ahead, and you're just quieting the mind. Guys, quieting the mind is the most essential thing that you could ever do to call upon the higher self, right? And to invoke anything you want. You just have to learn to get the mind quiet. Once the mind gets quiet, because again, you're focusing on your senses, you're focusing on sight, on smell, on hearing, on taste, on touch, then you're focusing on all those simultaneously. You're focusing on the breath, and then you're just letting it all go. And you're just staying in awareness, and everything is silence. Okay? Silence is the ultimate power. I know the mind wants to tell you different. No, I got to do like some really big super invocations. I got to do some big incantations. I got to do some consecrating and all that stuff. No, that's not the most powerful. Okay? That's actually quite weak compared to the nature of silence. Now, like I said, you want to build up with this over time. You want to continue to work and just giving yourself a few minutes of silence every day. And that's a good way to start. But just moving into the low idle, subtle state of being and just getting the mind quiet, right? So just being aware of your senses, being aware of your breath, just being aware of being aware, and just let everything quiet down where you're just silent and still and just stay there, okay? As you stay there more and more over time, you're going to notice your vitality is going to start improving. Your ability to be omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent is going to start improving. Okay? That's the power of silence. Silence is the ultimate power. And I'm going to do a video on this very soon as well, too. It's very important for us to know. Once we're there, that very gentle thought that comes out of the silence is exactly what you can do to connect with spirit guides, to connect to the higher self. But what I would suggest is forget about spirit guides, right? Go to the higher self. Go to spirit first. Okay? And as you connect with yourself, the true higher self that you are, then later on, if you want to, you can bring in some guides. But I'd say really go to spirit first. That's the most important thing. So silence is what makes that happen. Keeping the mind quiet and then letting a thought come in that is therefore like a command. And now you feel yourself with the higher self, and it comes very quickly. If you guys want to know how to birth miracles, it starts with silence. Everything is quiet. The mind is quiet. And then we have that little effortless thought that comes in, miracle happens. Okay? Because that is the strength of silence. It's the most powerful thing there is. All right? Thank you, Sean. Okay. All right. Okay, Martine asked the question here. We're having an early winter in British Columbia. Are we going to have an early spring? Yes. Yeah, I think we've moved into the idea where there's a new cycle pertaining to the cycles of the seasons. I think for some places around the world it could come a little bit earlier, some could come a little bit later, but there's definitely been some shifting taking place relating to what we're going through here on the planet pertaining to our annual seasons. Especially for BC, right? Like I said, winter has come very, very early here. Summer came a little bit later, right? Because spring kind of lasted quite a while. So it depends. But I feel like we're probably going to have an early spring, maybe around early March. All right. Thank you for your question. Okay, George B. asks, hi Brad, is the Australian Director's ID registration a disguised digital ID scan? Okay, let's take a look at that. I would say yes. It does feel like a scam in the making here. Okay. So this, of course, is representing the past, so it may represent the idea that this may try to roll out in a different direction, but it needs to be kind of exposed first. And so the exposure would definitely represent that this is an illusion, this is a scam, this is not what people think it may be. So it will represent the idea of a digital ID, right? So the hope and fear in that sense is that they're trying to keep this quiet. They're trying to keep this hush-hush, right? Oh, shush. Don't tell anybody. Okay, but it feels like this could be something that gets exposed. So like I said, a lot of the grassroots movement can expose this. And like I said, the more that people come together and expose these things, the greater these things will transform and get out of the picture pertaining to these digital IDs, right? Now, there are going to be certain IDs that are going to be in the future. I don't know if they're going to be quantum IDs or what have you. But there are going to be similar things like that pertaining to identification. But like I said, guys, it's really just a power struggle. It's greed, right? Just trying to show its ugly face. But it looks like the game here pertaining to those digital IDs is about to flip, right? So there could be some big, massive exposures coming together with these proposed registrations and digital ID scans, right? So it looks like there's going to be a very big movement coming together to help nip that in the bud and take it out, okay? So that's certainly what is looking to happen here. So thank you, George, for your question. Okay, Fiona asked for pulling the cards for New Zealand. Okay, so a lot of Australian and New Zealand questions here today. All right, so well, first New Zealand question, but a couple Australian questions. So let's take a look at New Zealand. I'm glad I have a lot of Australian and New Zealand listeners, or viewers. Thank you for being here. And then Naran asked the question if I can pull cards on Germany. Okay, so we'll look at New Zealand, then we'll take a look at Germany afterwards. Okay. Okay, so how are things going for New Zealand and its people right now? Yeah, it's more cleanup, guys. It's just a lot of cleanup that's happening. People are pissed off. People are angry, right? They're sick and tired of this government. They're sick and tired of all these things, right? So I'm seeing that more and more. This is basically it. They keep pulling shenanigans. They keep tugging at the heartstrings of people, and people keep getting mad. Well, in the best way I can put it, guys, with all due respect, you're meant to be mad. You're meant to be upset. You're meant to be angry. Because, like I said, the more that there's revolution that's coming together and people standing up and they're starting to, work together in alliance, that's what puts all of this to an end. It's like, how much crap do we have to keep continuing to put up with, guys? How much more of this narrative do we need to keep putting up before so many people start taking to the streets and say, you know what, we've had enough. We're done with this. Okay? Because they're going to keep trying. Okay? A lot of these Dark Cabal members, they're as difficult to get rid of as cockroaches in your house. Okay? You think you got them all, then there's more of them. Right? And that's basically how the Dark Cabal is. And a majority of them have been defeated. But there's still those ones that are still pulling the levers, still pulling the strings, right? And it's kind of like it's just a really weird, unnatural thing that's taking place, right? Like I said, the counter forces and the dark forces all together basically have to share the same stage. It's kind of like they're in the same room with each other, but they're all just playing chess, right? None of it is real. And I know I've talked about that all the time. But there's an opportunity for growth. Okay, there's an opportunity for growth. There's an opportunity that, again, when people come together, they start working together. I know you guys have heard me say this 1 billion times, but it's the same answer. Because you guys keep saying, what's happening? What's happening with my country? Well, guys, this is it. I'm telling you, this is what's happening. A lot of political shenanigans, attempting to take people out, transitional government taking place, still trying to play out with certain agendas, people getting pissed off, more people getting pissed off, and the only solution to it is to come together. That's the answer all the time. Every single time. I don't have a new answer for you guys. I don't have one. Okay? Even when you hear other experts saying this, they're telling you the same thing. Got to come together. Got to come together. Got to work together. Got to stand together. Got to be together. Got to live together. Right? And through togetherness, that is what's going to end all of this. And people say, no, come on, there's going to be another way. There's going to be like some sort of leader that we can go in, that we can get, that'll take care of us. Nope. The power is with the people. Okay? And if we don't do this, this is what's going to happen. Okay? People are just becoming so apathetic and thinking that somebody else do it? Can't somebody else take care of this stuff? Can't somebody else take care of our problems? No, you got to. Right? And like I said, the power is in the numbers. We've seen that happen with people coming together, big rallies. Look what happened with the Canadian Freedom Convoy. Okay? That was an incredible victory. It's what a lot of countries have to do. You got to come together. And then there's going to be emotional stability. Then there's going to be transformation that's taking place. Then there's going to be nurturing. Then there's going to be the opportunity for healing. So this is what's happening with New Zealand. Okay? Got to stand up more. Got to get more people out there. Like I said, all we need is the thoughts. It doesn't always have to be about millions of people in the streets. It's about that thought. But this whole course has to play itself. Do you remember what I've been talking about, guys, about what solar systems are? Do you guys remember what solar systems are? Solar systems are farms. Okay, they're gardens. And everything that's happening here pertaining to astrological alignments is deliberate. Okay? The astrological alignment of everything taking place in this star system is deliberate. It's a game. It's an experiment. It's a show. It's just the idea of an evolutionary program. The way the planets are aligned, that's intentional. The effects they have on each other based on certain alignments, that's intentional. How it impacts the earth and the people upon it, that's intentional. It's an experiment. It's a game. And it's a game of evolution. And saying, guys, if we're going to continue to be in front of the scenes and continue to feel like, oh my God, this drama is so much, and I want to try to change the drama, I want to try and change in front of the scenes, and you get stuck. And you get more into heartbreak, you get more tired, you get more exhausted because you're not learning the lesson, right? Learning the lesson is love. Learning the lesson is compassion. Learning the lesson is coming together. Learning the lesson is working together. Learning the lesson is working together as one mind, one heart, one being. That is what's going to resolve everything. There's no other way to do it, right? I know you guys have heard me say this countless times, but you keep asking the same questions, and I keep giving you the same answers, right? So New Zealand is moving into a greater shift, but there's still some stuff, there's still some nasty filth that's taking place in New Zealand that needs to play itself out, right? 2022, as I've talked about, is the idea of the year of justice, okay? It's all about the idea of all the stuff that needs to come out, right? It's all part of the idea of us bettering ourselves, right? We go into 2023, we start looking into the year of reset and revaluation and introspection. So this is, again, the nastiness of 2022. We've had a lot of big changes this year, but we still have to play it out. 2022, 2023, 2024. Transitional government is taking place in New Zealand, but there's still a lot of filthy stuff on the walls that we have to look at. Okay, so New Zealand is changing. It's changing in a positive way, but more and more people need to be aware of what's going on so that that thought shift, that thought collective can shift them out of this rut. And it's not just New Zealand, it's pretty much every other country I've been seeing for the past several months. We all have our kind of collective dark night of the soul that's taking place right now. And that's what's happening country to country all across the planet. I know we want it to end, but it can't right now. There's so many more lessons that still need to be taught until people say, I'm going to take all this stuff and throw it down, and I'm going to be with my soul tribe. And we're going to work together. And we're going to take a stand, and we're going to make bigger changes happen by coming together. Realize that the people, the collective, is what's responsible for all these things coming upon the plane. Okay? Thank you for your question. Okay. Okay, guys, I think we're going to take one more question, then we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. I want to try and see if we can end with a good one here. Oh, yeah, sorry, I was going to look at Germany as well, too. That's right. Thank you for the reminder. Naran had a question about Germany. So let's end with Germany, and we're going to wrap up the broadcast because we're already over an hour and a half. So like I said, guys, next week there will not be a New Earth Tarot, but there will be Janine on Friday, okay? And I apologize, I just have to really focus on getting everything moved out of my new place, out of my old place and coming into my new place, so it's a move week for me next week. So I'm probably not going to be too available on YouTube next week, but don't worry, I'll still be around. Once I get everything done, then I'll be back with bells on in a new location. It'll be beautiful. Okay, so let's take a look at Germany. How are things with Germany right now? So kind of a similar question to New Zealand. How are things with Germany? How are things unfolding there? Oh my god, pretty much almost the exact same cards. And I just gave these cards a good shuffle too. Same card. Same card. Same card. Same card. Same card. Just in different positions. Okay? This again is the healing code, not the healing code, the tarot card. Basically telling the same thing to you guys, just as I've been saying. It's the same thing country to country. It may be a little bit of a different layout, but the same cards here are coming out again. That's incredible. I was giving that thing a good shuffle, and it still comes out as 5 cards, the exact same 5 cards. Okay, so representing the past. Okay, some emotional transfer things getting very, very emotional. People getting very, very emotional in Germany. Okay, people getting distraught. People are having enough of this, right? We've been bearing down with this for the past 2.5 years. Okay, so they're basically saying, come on, enough is enough. We're tired of this. We're tired of this whole shenanigans. We need to end this altogether. And you're right, we can, by working together. Okay, again, the same message as it's telling New Zealand. You got to work together. You got to come together. You got to work together as a group. Together as a group, that's where you're going to discover so many truths. You're going to discover so much secrecy. You're going to have a lot more information when you work together. Okay, new opportunities for growth in the background. Okay, in New Zealand, this was in the front of the scenes. Here, it's in the behind the scenes. So Germany, getting new opportunities, new growth, maybe new leadership that's coming together, new transitional leadership taking place, but they're still trying to pull strings in the background. And as they're pulling strings in the background, this is only going to create more confusion with people, because there's going to be more talk maybe of pandemics, agendas that they're still planning, okay? And it's going to still put people in bind here. So again, it doesn't look too good for Germany here in the near future, okay? I don't like to say that, but it looks like you guys are still kind of tongue-tied a little bit, and you really need to get through these things, because this is going to last for maybe about 3 to 6 months, but something is going to open up. I'm sorry to say, guys, but I think probably the first 5 months of 2023 is going to be very intense. Okay, and that's starting to show here with Australia, with New Zealand, with Germany. Okay, first 5 or 6 months of the year is going to be very, very intense. It's just going to be people getting mad, people getting upset. Even in astrology as well too, we're seeing these planets coming together. We're getting new yogas being put together in astrology, and saying that all of this stuff needs to come out. It's just a great purging. People just have to get more mad. They have to get more mad. They have to get more unsettled. There needs to be more exposures. There's going to be more people just bringing out truths of these people who have been crooked, who are still serving the dark cabal, that are basically going to lose their power. And there's going to be tribunals, and there's going to be processing, and there's going to be people who are going to get killed behind the scenes. And then there's going to be new leaders coming in together and trying to create new leadership, and people are going to be confused and saying this person's doing this and this person's doing that. It's just so much indecision that's taking place behind the scenes, and it's chaos, right? And unfortunately, that's what's happening with Germany right now. Okay, people are basically hearing many sides of different stories, and that's basically what the cards was picking up. The 7 of cards, the 7 of cups was talking about. It's the idea you're hearing so many different sides. You're hearing so many different perspectives. Which one's real? What's really going on here? What's really taking place? And even when we say, okay, well, this is really happening, no one will believe it, because then they'll think something else is happening. Something else is taking place. No, that can't be it, because this person said, no, this expert said this. Well, that expert said that, but that expert said this. So you're getting all these different perspectives about what's taking place behind the scenes. It's not to say that any of them are wrong. It's just that so many things are taking place behind the scenes, we can't catch up with it. Okay. So again, 2023 is really going to be a convoluted year, right? It really is about introspection. It is a 7-year, okay? And a 7-year, because I'm going to do a video on this, probably when I move into my new place, about the first quarter of 2023 on a global level, okay? But Germany has a lot of work to do. New Zealand has work to do. Australia has work to do. Okay, a lot of other countries still have a lot of work to do. We're getting places, and there's a lot of things being shifted around. A lot of the chess pieces are moving, and new chess pieces are coming in together. But there's still a lot of work to do. I wish I could say 2023, guys, is our bailout year. It's a year where everything's going to be great. We're not going to hear any more about propaganda of COVID or agendas and that. No. If anything, it's going to be put into the limelight, and it's going to be exposed majorly. But like I said, country to country, it's hard to say. But that's what I'm getting for Germany. It's the same 5 cards as New Zealand. Isn't that interesting? All right. So when I bring Janine on, we can talk more about these two with other different countries. Like I said, when you're a Zoom attendee, you can ask Janine some questions, and she can give some perspective on this next Friday as well too. Okay, so make sure you go to the video description and click on the Zoom link for Janine's Zoom interview that I'm going to do with her on Friday. All right. Thank you guys. Much love to you all. We're going to wrap up for today, and I'll speak to you again next week, next Friday with Janine. I'm looking forward to it. Take care, guys. Blessings to all of you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaskar. Remember, the greatest peace that you can ever find is within here. Let's focus on this because you are the only one who can change. Take care. Be well. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.